All right, today is January 2nd, 2024. New Year. Happy New Year. It is 4 p.m. We're going to do the market wrap up for January 2nd. Let's go take a look at some charts. All right, so here's the daily chart. A little bit of continuation from last week's candle. All right, got a lower high and a lower low. Price action in the last, in the last 10 minutes has brought us back to 472.65. That's basically where the FOMC anchored VWAP is. So this is going to look like a tail sticking down into anchored VWAP. So there's SPY on the daily chart, still very much in an uptrend, making higher lows and higher highs, just pulling back. So how close did we come to trend indicator? Well, we didn't want to do that. Let's just take that off. Now we came pretty close to trend indicator there, about a couple bucks away. Let's see. Yeah, about $1 away from hitting trend indicator on the daily. Still in an uptrend. So there's SPY. We gapped down this morning. Failed to fill the gap. Now, the bulls got bullish at the very end of the day, but keep in mind, they failed to fill the gap today. All right? All this might be smoke and mirrors show, this big rally that you're getting into the close. So just be careful. Just remember, they had all day to fill the gap, and they couldn't do it. So keep that fresh in your mind. Even though you're looking at a nice rally into the close, okay, they had all day to fill the gap, and you're telling me in the last 10 minutes they found some inspiration because the bulls got tired of beating them up all day long. The bears got tired of beating them up all day long. So there you go. Keep that in mind. They failed to fill the gap. We'll see what happens. The good news is they made a higher low right here. So they may be inspired tomorrow, but they need to fill that gap first. All right? They got to fill that gap first. They might be inspired by this higher low, but they got to fill that gap that they failed to fill today. So there's SPY, still in an uptrend. Let's go look at QQQ. QQQ closing. I'm just going to call it like it is. That's a horrible close. Below trend indicator. You got the 3 crossing underneath the 8. We got some consolidation right here on VWAP. See that? So we got minor support. Doesn't show up until... Let me just get this out and draw it in for you. Notice minor support's not going to show up till right about there. All right, so we'll see what happens. I don't know why the bulls would defend this area other than the bears being exhausted. But I'm just going to say there's nothing here to defend. Let's look over to the left and see if there's anything out there. Maybe it's a prior high. Let's go take a peek at it, all right, to see if that's a prior high. So we got a high here, but I don't think that's the all-time high. So let's look to the left even further. And we've got, well, they're well past the all-time high up here, so that's not it. Unless they're going to defend this consolidation right through there. You see where those peaks come up? Here, 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 and here. That could be the only thing that could get them inspired tomorrow. You can see they came right into all those peaks combined right there. So we'll see. Because if that doesn't hold, I think there's a good chance, we're coming down to this level right here, which is, well, just call it anchored VWAP. All right? 392, 393. So QQQ putting in a lower high and a lower low. It's imperative that they hold this tomorrow. We'll see what happens. At least put in a pause candle. Something to say that the bulls have not left the building. Let's take a look at FNGU. FNGU does not look any better, people. All right, notice they came right into the same area, the minor support. They've already made it to minor support. So we could see a bounce from FNGU tomorrow, which would bring QQQ back up to the upside. If FNGU decides to bounce tomorrow, they may want to spike this minor support a little harder. They may pause. We'll see what happens. So this is looking for a pause or an inside day for tomorrow on FNGU. Really not looking forward to continuation, but that might be what we get. I'm looking at a little bit too much tail here to see continuation, but it's not out of the question. So FNGU still in an uptrend, pulling back to the minor support, and that's a normal place for price action to bounce. All right, let's take a look at IWM. All right, IWM, three's not. Let's go look at FNGU one more time. So notice on QQQ and FNGU, 3 has crossed underneath the 8. That's not good. All right, IWM. IWM 3 has not crossed under the 8, lower high, lower low. Just a simple pullback. Of course, they've got some minor support right through here to bounce off of. They could get bullish tomorrow. We'll see what they want to do. Still very much in an uptrend. Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow putting in, gapping down and trading up. Almost challenging. I got to get my glasses out. Did they make a new all-time high or not? Yes, they did. They inked out a new all-time high today. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Closing above the 3/8 gap. Nice move for Diamond Dow. So we did Diamond Dow, QQQ, IWM, FNGU. So let's go take a look at USO. See if... Now USO was up here in the pre-market, and I guess they lost all of that between, I don't know, 9 o'clock and 9:30 this morning, because they certainly gapped down. And let me just extend this to the right. Yeah, they were up over here looking like they were going to break out. And you can see they've put in, well, a lower low and a lower high, and closing the day at the low of the day. So that's not a good sign for energy. It's really not a good sign for the markets. If there's no demand on energy, there's really nothing for them to get excited about. I mean, think about it. Ever since October, energy has been just drifting lower and melting down. So who knows where this rally winds up. I'd say we're probably looking at a midpoint test at one point or another. UNG. UNG continues the cold weather. All right. Trading up through the 3/8 trap, well above it, with a tail coming down into the 3, higher low, higher high. Keep your eye on UNG. Things are really working out. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Almost 2 weeks, a little more than 2 weeks of bullish trading so far. This could be a turning point for UNG, bouncing off the 450 level, back up over the 5. Still in an uptrend and breaking the downtrend line. So nice work for UNG. Did they put in? Yeah, they put in a higher high today. All right, so that puts them in a daily uptrend. UNG, mark this day on your calendar. Finally in a daily uptrend right here. All right, let's take a look at silver and gold. Silver has a pullback still attached to the midpoint. If you notice that wick up there, still attached to the midpoint. And you can see still in a daily uptrend, producing higher lows and higher highs. We're waiting on the bulls to engage here and get price action up over this midpoint. So for today's price action, we got a higher low, and I think they inked out a higher high. Not by much, I think by a couple pennies. Not much. Silver still bullish. Gold still bullish. Putting in a bull flag up here. Got a higher high and a lower low. So increased volatility here in gold. Now let's take a look at SMH. Yeah, see, here's SMH looking like FNGU and QQQ right there. So here's your pullback making a lower low. Got a little M pattern with absolutely no battleground going on. And this very well could melt down back to the minor support, which is these peaks here. So SMH pulling back. XLF. XLF looking much different than the rest of the market. Got a lower low, but challenging the yearly highs up here. XLF is looking very strong for tomorrow. Blasting right through the 3/8 trap in a bullish flag. Nice work for XLF. Financials are looking really strong for tomorrow. Let's take a look at IYT. That's our transports. Transports having a pullback right onto the support area. This would be minor support. These two wicks that stick up. But you got an M pattern, and you can see no battleground. No battle at all. They just rip through it. Maybe get a bounce tomorrow. We'll see what happens when there's no battle. But you can see right here, you've got a lower high and a lower low. Let's take a look at the dollar. And here we are with the dollar. Dollar got bullish all day long from the beginning to the end, pulling back to the downtrend line and right up into the rubber band candle, right where the bull flag should have been had it stayed in that bull flag for these past 7 days right through there. So see what happens with the dollar. Dollar getting stronger. Not sure why Fed didn't change its mind yet, but we do have a Fed statement coming up tomorrow at 2 p.m. So could be more volatility leading right up into that Fed statement. So that's it for me and the markets today. I am closing with, let me see what I'm closing with. I'll share it with everybody. All right, I am closing with 10 calls short, that's the 469s, and 10 calls long, that's the 470s. I've got 9 puts long, that's the 475s, and 6 puts short, that's the 476. So basically, I got a bear call spread, 10 of them, and 6 bull put spreads. That's it. All right. I started this account with 30,000. Well, actually, this one's 100. But as soon as I figure out how to change it, we're going to flip it to 30. But anyways, that's where we are right now for positions. And I'm carrying that into tomorrow. So I'm basically pretty close to delta neutral, but I'm not all cash. All right, so that's it for the markets. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Thanks for being here. Hope y'all made some money. We did hit a bingo target today. That was 470.80, which was right down into here. See this bear flag consolidation right there? Well, we hit that today, so that was our target, and we got it. We didn't get it till after the bulls gave us a little fake out into this minor resistance right here. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. All right. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Thank you for being here.